This is Outdoor Staycations reporting on this weekend's unofficial 2020 rod race held in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. This weekend I walked along the parkway and decided to show this video just about muscle cars. Yes, I mean GM, Ford, and I was even to find a few Chrysler muscle cars. I'm talking the big block 8s. Since today is Flag Day, I thought it appropriate to begin today's video with this red, white, and blue Chevy Camaro Supersport. This 427 big block engine is heavily chromed and proudly displays two oversized blowers, which look totally awesome riding high above the hood when cruising the town. Since this beauty doesn't list his age, I can tell you the year of manufacture somewhere between 1961, when the Supersport model was intro, to today, where it's still used on most vehicles. This will be the only non-muscle car in this video, but I had to admire the two spare tires and the spare tire covers mounted on both sides of this 1937 rod. I've often read stories on the horrible road conditions of the roads in the 30s, and flat tires were a common occurrence, so I guess two spare tires were needed at the time. This 1972 Buick Skylark Grand Sport custom car comes well equipped with the 455 cubic inch engine, which has been modified to produce 420 horses of raw power. This 455 cubic inch engine was considered to be the quickest American production car of the time, along with the X on GSX denoting the many engine performance upgrades such as hotter cams and bigger valves. This car came equipped with power steering, power disc brakes, power windows, and even factory air. Even though the hood was down, due to the rarity of Dodgers and Chryslers along the parkway, I just had to stop and admire this Dodge Coronet with the automatic transmission on the floor, and yes, even a cigarette lighter and an ashtray. In 1965, Dodge reintroduced the Coronet model line with only 209,000 production units produced. This lime green 5th generation 1969 Coronet 440 was considered a middle-of-the-line production car. What I find interesting is that the 440 designation proudly displayed on its tail does not refer to its engine size, but a carryover theme from the 1963 through 1964 Polara model series. Due to its popularity, I'm betting that this classic's original owner regrets not purchasing the Super B upgrade package instead of the 440. This 1967 Chevy Supersport is equipped with a cool-looking cowl induction hood. The cowl induction hood concept is used by race car drivers, where cooler air, which builds up on the windshields along with an increase in air pressure, backfeeds through an opening in the hood, creating a supercharger effect on the engine. This 1972 Chevy Malibu 350 convertible looks like it should be driving along the beaches. Named after the coastal community of Malibu, California, this 1972 Chevy looks identical to the 1971 model, except for redesigned grills. Here is another rare model along the parkway, a Mercury Cougar with a replaced 302 engine. And looking into its interior, I see that the original radio is missing and still needs to be replaced. Brings me back to the first car I ever purchased after leaving the Navy. We were so tight on money that I actually purchased a Mercury Lynx without a radio and never ever had one installed. To this day, I always listen to music when I drive. Here is another Chevy Monte Carlo Supersport with two blowers raising their heads above a cutout in the hood. And looking at the engine, I see that it's been souped up by Dynotech race engines in Memphis, Tennessee. This car is in immaculate condition and must be fun to drive as it streaks down the road. At just $15,000, this is one Mustang I can afford. Here you'll see an absolutely beautiful 1971 Chevy Nova Supersport 350, which can be yours for only $22,000 or best offer. This hearse reminds me of an old Boy Scout song. Whenever you see a hearse go by, beware that you're the next to die. They roll you up in a body sack and bury you 6 foot deep. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin starts to leak. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, and they play pinochle on your snout. Your stomach turns a slimy green and puffs out like shaving cream. Your eyes fall out, your teeth decay. That ends a wonderful day. Pray for the dead, and they always pray for you, strictly because they have nothing else to do. Oh, and by the way, my wife said she never sang this in the Girl Scouts. Here is a pretty light yellow 1965 Oldsmobile 442. This 442 is a muscle car produced by Oldsmobile in the year 1964 through 1987. Oh, by the way, the number 442 refers to it being a 4-speed transmission, 4-barrel carburetor, and dual exhaust, not the actual engine size. You should be aware that in looking at a 1965 Oldsmobile 442, it actually could have a 3-speed manual transmission installed and still be labeled as a 442. I love the roof storage rack on this Volkswagen. Anyone for a game of punch buggy? This newer black Trans Am sports a 4.9-liter engine. As I said in an earlier video, I love the bird decals on the hoods. As you can see from the paper service mats on the floor, this owner keeps this car in immaculate condition. This beauty can be yours for just $22,500. I found this gem sitting behind a row of cars on display, probably because its owners wanted to keep a close watch on this 1970 Ford Cobra Jet 428 Mach 1. Listed at $58,000 or trade, it is far outside my affordability range, but I would love to be able to drive a Cobra with a Twister Special decal on its tail. It should be noted that 1970 Ford Cobra Jets come with or without ram scoops on their hoods. I'm not sure what to call this color on this 289 Mustang. Maybe copper? But either way, the car is in immaculate condition, both interior and out. Looking at its engine, I would guess that this is a roadworthy vehicle and would be fun to drive. My last car of the show is this 1973 Dodge Charger with matching numbers. You can't go wrong with this rebuilt 400 cubic inch engine, as it was the largest engine available for this model year. This car was considered a safe vehicle to drive, as this year's model came equipped with the new 5-mile-per-hour bumpers. In looking at the traffic building up on the parkway, I can attest that this year's unofficial 2020 Spring Rod Run attracted a large crowd. This is Outdoor Staycations wrapping up the unofficial 2020 Spring Rod Run. Please subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, ring the bell. Oh, and also don't forget to go back and look at our previous 3 days of Rod Run videos.